Hey, greetings. Welcome back to Sean's Irish Whiskey Shelf, coming at you from the heart of the United States, out here in the Midwest, where spring, at least an early spring, has definitely sprung out here. It's been warm, and I'll take it. Winter was kind of rough for us, so the more warm weather we can get, the better it is. And what better things to do in the warm weather than to enjoy a little bit of whiskey, or maybe some vodka, there we go, rum, tequila. You can find all of those down there at Hard to Find Whiskey. You can find them at htfw.com. They're an overseas place, but man, I tell you what, they ship fast. Their shipping is very reasonable, very knowledgeable, and courteous customer service. So if you're looking for something that you can't find at your local liquor store, give Hard to Find Whiskey a try. Chances are they probably have it. Also, quick reminder, housekeeping, if you like these videos, take a second, go down there in the corner, click the thumbs up, and let me know that you like it. And if you want to be notified of when I do new videos, go down there in that other corner and click on the subscribe button, and then you can click on the bell if you'd like, and you will be notified when I do new videos. Try to get them out once a week or so. Now, the past two videos that we did together, I looked at two whiskeys that I consider to be a step up from just your everyday blends. And we're talking about your Jamesons, your Tullamore D.E.Ws, your Bushmills White, even Slane. Slane is really kind of an entry-level blend as well, because you can find Slane for right around the $30 point. And I like Slane, don't get me wrong. I think Slane is a really good drop of whiskey, but still it's at that $30 price point. For 10 extra bucks, you can get a little bit nicer drop of whiskey and get a Writer's Tears Copper Pot or a Dead Rabbit. And we tried both of these in the last two episodes, and I thought they were really good. And I heard from some of my viewers that they think it's really good as well, both of them. So I thought this evening we'd compare them back to back. I think I like Writer's Tears a little better. I mentioned that in the last show where we did Dead Rabbit. But I wanted to have the opportunity to have them right quick, right back to back, and see how they kind of play off each other or how their tastes differ from each other. So again, Writer's Tears, this is a blend, triple distilled. Walsh Whiskey is who makes this. Let me see, single pot still and single malt. So two of my favorites, single pot still being the best. Aged and matured, flame charred bourbon barrels, distilled entirely of barley. And then you've got Writer's Tears. Writer's Tears is Irish malt and grain whiskey, so a little bit different complexion there. You've got the single pot still and the single malt versus grain and malt. And that's probably, for me, what kind of throws my palate more towards the Writer's Tears, because I do like single pot still better than I like grain whiskey. Just having the malt whiskey being the common denominator there. And real quick, also rested in fine seasoned bourbon casks and finished in oak barrels. So the finishing is really pretty close to the same. Really what tends to make these two different from each other is their composition. So let's give it a shot. We're going to do the Writer's Tears Copper Pot first. I like that. I really do, folks. That's an awesome whiskey. I mean, for $10 more than what I would spend for a Tullamore D.E.W, a Bushmills White, a Powers Gold Label, That really is a fine, fine drop of whiskey. I really, really like this Writer's Tears Copper Pot. And I know there are some other varieties of Writer's Tears out there that I haven't added to the shelf. And I'm going to be fixing that because I've really overlooked Writer's Tears these past couple of years. Now then, Dead Rabbit. Let's see how we do with the Dead Rabbit. See, excuse me, I do like the Dead Rabbit. I think it really brings a lot of complexity to it. I think it is definitely worth more than your entry-level whiskey. For me, though, I still think I'm going to have to go with the Writer's Tears. Simply because the Writer's Tears, being single pot still and single malt, it's just a different flavor profile. You're getting that nice spiciness from the single pot still that you're not getting in the Dead Rabbit. You're getting the sweetness in the Dead Rabbit from the grain whiskey that you're not getting in Writer's Tears. And for me, I think I'm just not about the sweetness. I'm more about the traditional single pot still taste. That spiciness taste is what it traditionally brings to the table. And while I would easily, anytime, purchase either of these bottles if I wanted to elevate my drinking just a little bit without deflating my wallet, I think Writer's Tears is going to be it, folks. Your palate may vary. Your palate will vary, actually. It's not, it may, it will. Your palate is completely different than mine. And if you like the sweetness of grain whiskey, you're going to like Dead Rabbit better than Writer's Tears. It's just that simple. Because the Dead Rabbit brings that grain whiskey more to the palate. Writer's Tears, it's not there because it's a single pot still. And that's me, folks. I love my single pot stills. I'll tell you what, I could drink that all day long. I would have no trouble at all drinking that all day. Writer's Tears. I could drink that all day long too. But I wouldn't enjoy it as much as the Writer's Tears. I think I called this Writer's Tears just a few minutes ago. Sorry about that. The Dead Rabbit. The Dead Rabbit, well worth your money. Writer's Tears, well worth your money. If you see either of them on the shelf, it's going to come down to what you enjoy, what you want your Irish whiskey to be. Do you want it spicier or do you want it sweeter? That really is the bottom line here, folks. But either way you go, you're going to get a fine bottle of whiskey. These both will have places on my shelf forever. And when I have someone over that just wants to have a drop of whiskey with me and maybe wants something a little bit better without having to break into, say, a Redbreast 15 or Gold Spot, something like that, this is it. Either of these would do great. So I hope you can find them on your shelves. I can't find the Dead Rabbit anywhere out here. It sounds like this is mostly an East Coast sort of Irish whiskey, which makes sense because the Dead Rabbit bar is in Manhattan. So it makes sense that they're going to be primarily distributing to the East Coast. Writer's Tears Copper Pot, you should be able to find that just about anywhere. So that is all I have for you this evening. I'm glad we got to share these two together. Have a little bit of whiskey now to finish up this evening, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to go over there to that humidor and grab a cigar, and I will be pleasantly smoking a cigar with my Writer's Tears and the Dead Rabbit. And I hope that you get to enjoy your drops of Irish whiskey, because, come on folks, any reason to have a drop of Irish whiskey is a great reason. Just make sure you do it responsibly so you can be here next week. Next week, I've got a brand new bottle on the shelf, and we're going to crack it open. And I'm really, really, really curious how this is going to go. It is, if I can figure out where I put it real quick, I know I put it, here it is. It's this 2 stacks right here. And I am really curious how that's going to taste from what I've read on the label. So if you want to go check it out before next week's video, go look up 2 stacks. And until then, I'm going to say I can't wait to try that with you. And I want you to be well and be safe, all right? Sláinte. Bye now.